Good day, everybody. Michael Wenniger, CEO of Essante Organics, and we are on part 3 of the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And this is going to be my favorite part because I'm very passionate about this particular series because I am a formulator. We do have a lot of clinicals with the products that we formulate, and we got a lot of patents as well. So we're going to talk today about products and ingredients that are in these products, because I think that is extremely important. That is the lifeblood of your business long term. That is what your business is going to be about forever. So if you're in the networking or home-based business industry and you're looking to make sustainable, stable, long-term income, it's all going to be based on one thing. Yeah, guys are great that own these companies, a lot of them. But that's not what's going to hold any company together, because when it's all said and done, people are purchasing customers. All a network marketing company is a happy wholesale organization of customers. And they're going to be purchasing the products. And it's all going to be based on one thing: the integrity, the ethics, the character. Everything that company stands for is going to be found right here on the label. Oh, not the front of the label, the back of the label. There are a lot of products in the marketplace. So we're going to talk a little bit about how we can choose and pick and sift through these companies to find out what is really going to be around or can withstand the test of time in this industry. One thing that we need to understand is we're in the year 2013, not 1970, not 1985 anymore. So there is no owner of any company or no corporate team that once you read those labels and you find something on there that's very extremely questionable, or a toxin or a chemical, there's no owner that can look at you straight in the eye and go, "Oh, really? I didn't know. I didn't know it was in there." You know what? They come up with a lot of things. It's amazing. A lot of times they're going to say, well, we're not using a lot of it, and it might be this different strand. There's no such thing as strands when it comes to chemicals. Or how about this one? We're only using a little bit, and it's way under what the FDA requires. Look, the FDA and the government allows Monsanto to go out there and modify genetically modified foods, and you're out there fighting against that, but the products that you represent have chemicals in there that are directly linked to cancer and some very other terrible, terrible issues. So weigh it out, get the scale out and figure it out. If you're against all that, then you should actually start reading some of the labels of the products that we're using. There's a very good video on the internet that everybody should be watching. Is go to YouTube and watch the clip called 10 Americans. Go look at that study. So let's look at products and ingredients, and let's understand that now we're entering a different way of life now. We can't use excuses and things, because that was back in the 80s and 70s and 80s when the research wasn't available. Now you got the internet. Now you got a very fast society. Now you got market research that's coming out right now that is actually bringing up articles like this: global organic personal care products, markets for skin care, hair care, oral care, cosmetics, industry analysis, size, share, growth, trends, and forecasts, 2013 to 2018. This is a company that has been right about anything they ever analyzed and forecasted. And they just put out a paper here, or an article. Organic personal care products market is growing at a rapid pace across the world. Rising concerns for health safety, increasing green consciousness, and growing consumer awareness about the hazards in synthetic chemicals have fueled the demand for organic personal care products. They say this industry is going to be bigger, it's going to be larger than, and I'm going to be looking at notes while I'm talking to you, so when I look away, you know what that's all about. But they say this industry, this organic industry, chemical-free, no chemicals, no toxin industry is going to be, by 2018, a way of life. Okay? It's going to be bigger than Microsoft and the internet combined. And there's reasons for it. I mean, we're in a situation now where we have consumer awareness. And you know why there's consumer awareness? Let me tell you. You know, when I was a child in my day, people died in their sleep and of old age. And now we're living in a society where the United States, 49% of the population is clinically diagnosed with cancer. What about the people that are walking around there that don't have a diagnosis yet? You're probably over 50%. And you know what? Every time they're studying this stuff, every time all these studies are coming out, guess what's happening? It's in their, what they find in the masses or in the organs and things that they're taking out of people is chemicals. Chemicals that you're using every single solitary day. And you know what I say? Shame on those manufacturers. Shame on them. Because every single product in the world, every company can do one of two things. They can make a product, no matter what that product is, and they can make it chemical-free and certified organic, and you're going to love this performance and love the ingredients, or they can choose chemicals. You're not 25% or 50% or 99% organic. You're 100% organic, or you're using chemicals. Natural means chemicals. 60 Minutes did a big, show on that, actually. Natural means chemicals, right? And and now we say, well, why are these companies not doing that? And look, I'm a formulator. I'm a developer. I can tell you why. Because they're compromising quality for profit. Every company could make every single product 100% chemical-free and certified organic, but they choose to make more profit. So they're putting terrible things in these ingredient decks. And, that's an issue with me. Because I tend to believe that, people sleep much better at night. And, imagine what your life would be if you could go on throughout the whole day, never using chemicals. It's an unbelievable feeling. I do it. I can tell you, personally, I do it. And so now when we're looking at these companies out there, let's remember, let's keep in mind that more money is made in consumable products than any other category of products in the world. So let's look at some of these companies. And why is this true? Because we have to use these every single day. These are products, these are non-convincing products. They're called habitual commodities. These are things that we do every day without thinking about it. And people tend to gravitate more to that. And when you're picking a company, you have to look at this company. And if they got 2 or 5 or 15 products, the only way you're going to determine where your long-term success is going to be with that company is, you have to answer these questions. Am I going to be doing this in 10 and 15 years? Am I going to be all these pills and all this and all that? Am I going to do this? Is this something I do every single solitary day? And that's what's going to keep the consumer tied into the company if the company can meet certain criteria. Now, criteria with products is 1, they should be unique, meaning you can't find them anywhere else. So now let's look at that, the uniqueness. Let's look again at the different types of products in the industry. Everybody thought in the 90s and 2000s that they're all going to drink the juice, drink the juice, drink the juice. And what happened? The juice companies practically disappeared because they didn't do what was right, which was build a catalog of things that people do every single solitary day. They just focused on that. And the company made a lot of money, but where are all those people today? They're really hurting. They're because some of them left their jobs. Some of them got all wound up in all the distractions, the cars and the trips and the rings and the jackets and the loving and the hugging and the carrying and the sharing and everything else that's going on, and the events and the music and the paper flying out of the sky, that they didn't even know that in 3 years they would wind up in a very, very bad financial situation, because even from the get-go you couldn't even answer those questions, or you could answer those questions, but you were so distracted that there was no future with something like that. Remember, a fad is bad and a trend is your friend. So when you're looking at these products, answer this. Are these products unique? Meaning you can't find them anywhere else. Right now in the industry, it's all about anti-aging. But guess what? This company's saying that company's saying this, and they got this over here, and they're all doing it, and they're trying to ride the coattails of one that's, doing quite well, so everybody's scattering around. They all got before and after pictures, but not even the one that's leading the whole gamut in the industry basically is doing anything that's really unique, because they're tapping into a category where there's a lot of competition. So unique means that you can't find them and buy them anywhere else, or nothing even similar. Are they visible products? Meaning that are people seeing results all the time, and they guarantee, and those results are long-term results, not nothing in the immediate, because a lot of ingredients in the marketplace can do a lot of tricks. They can do a lot of it can do a lot of optical illusions, and you think something's happening, but in reality these ingredients make it look for the short term that something's happening, and in the long term something different is going to be completely different that's going to happen, all for the sake of these companies making profit. Remember, every single product on the marketplace is going to do two things. It's going to give you short-term results, always. But then it's also going to give you either long-term health benefits or health consequences. Think about that. Product being unique, visible, which makes the product emotional. And is it highly consumable? And one more thing is this a habitual commodity, something that we will use every single solitary day, so it ensures that you're getting a check every single solitary day. And the only way you're going to do that is if you find a company that is, again, aggressively building out a catalog of things that people need and use every single solitary day. And the key word that I used was aggressively building. I see a company out there that's going crazy. Their first year they made $100 million on a product that's, we'll talk about those ingredients, not good, but they made the money, only to bring out product number 2. What are they doing with all that money? Why aren't they doing something that's going to make you a lot of money forever? They're spinning off of something that's going to be short-lived and short-term, and we already saw that in the shake industry, and a lot of people got hurt in some of those companies, because who's going to be doing that for the rest of their lives all the time, every day? And the company was more involved in featuring celebrities and things like that than to actually build out a everyday consumable catalog so you can make money for the rest of your entire life. We know it's hard to build. Let's all just build one time. So we read a little bit from the article, so you know that consumer awareness is high, and now we're going to go into the part that should mean the most to everybody, and that is in those products, what's in those ingredient decks. That is extremely important to you because all companies in the end will always be measured by the ingredients that they use. That's the only thing that's going to keep a customer coming back and back and back and back and back. They want fabulous products that give them results, and then in the end they're going to pick this up and read it on the back. So again, the acid test. Whatever the products that you represent, take away all the distractions and all the money and all the compensation and put that product on a shelf in a store, in a Bath and Body shop, in a salon, and it's going to be around all the other types of ingredients that are very similar, and the person's going to bring it up and they're going to look at that. What are they going to do? Human nature. They're going to look at it and go, wow, I wonder what this does. They're going to read it, and the next thing they're going to do is go, what is in it? Because they're going to be concerned. And if, oh my gosh, sodium hydroxymethyl glycinate? Are you kidding me? There's a company out there right now that's breaking records, making lots and lots of money. And you know what? I'm going to read this for you guys because I think it's important that you understand, because I'm hearing about how great and all these results. Yeah, you're going to get results, but those may not be the real results because they're superficial, they're artificial, and what's happening is that you're putting an ingredient in your body that gets into your bloodstream. Okay? Here, it's a preservative. It's a chemical. You're putting a chemical into your body that's used in a lot of different products that's in the industry, conditioners, soaps, moisturizers, but they're also in a class known, and watch this, room sprays, pesticides. What? This ingredient is in pesticides, and you're putting it on your skin, so in 60 seconds it can go into your bloodstream, and it's known as a formaldehyde-releasing preservative. You know what? You're putting formaldehyde on you, and it's going into your bloodstream. And then people will come back, and again, we're going to have a water break. And people will come back and tell you it's topical. Well, let me tell you something. I've never heard anything so foolish in my entire life, because a product does one of two things. It's either going to absorb completely into your body, or it's going to evaporate. And if you're paying that kind of money to have these ingredients being evaporated, that's crazy too. So you know what? They're going to absorb. And when we're looking at that, think about patches, medicine patches, nicotine patches, weight loss patches. These get into the bloodstream. There's no ingredients that go, oh, we can only go down so far because we're toxic. We're toxic, so we're only going to be on the surface. It doesn't work like that. So, and this particular company too, you need to really look into your ingredient decks. Sodium hydroxymethyl glycinate. Hey, directly related to cancer. So what is a company out there using that ingredient for? They don't have to. They don't have to. Compromising their ingredients over profit again. What about collagen and elastin? Let me tell you about collagen and elastin. Your body produces collagen and elastin. And you know what? There's people that go out there and they get, collagen injections and things like that. Let me tell you what collagen and elastin does. It goes onto the surface of the skin, it clogs the pores, and then once it gets inside the pore, it'll expand. It makes it look like wrinkles are going away, but now you've clogged yourself, you shined it, the texture isn't there because you're feeling over the top of this collagen and elastin, and guess what? Is that you can't breathe. Your skin can't get any the hydration, the breathing, the releasing of toxins. It can't do it because you just clogged yourself up. And where is collagen and elastin coming from? Dead pigs and dead cows. So you got to ask yourself, phone's ringing. So you got to ask yourself, hey, dead pigs and dead cows, sometimes horses, can't even get into your system, can't do any good. It's there for an artificial, cosmetic, temporary result. And these companies are going crazy to the moon. And sooner or later, as fast as they grew, they're going to crash just as fast